Okay, I think I'm going to take a break from these for a couple of days. Maybe I'm going to go on to something else. I may or may not be reading my new J.D. Robb. It's been sitting on my nightstand for days, weeks now, and I've been waiting for the time to read it. I think it's time to read it. This is book 6 in the Beyond the Page bookstore mystery. And Serena and Zach, I believe, are getting married. And Serena is very worried. No, wait, is that his name? I think I got his name wrong. Shoot. I got the boyfriend's name wrong. The husband. Zach. I was right. So, Zach and Serena are getting married. And, wait a second. Come here. Come here. She's been extra mushy all day. So, Zach and Serena are getting married. And Serena is very, very concerned about her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law has become mother-in-law bridezilla. Everything that Serena and Zach did to arrange their wedding, the mother-in-law undid and made her own plans. So she was really horrible person, and Serena can't stand her. And she's not even Zach's biological mom. She's his stepmother. And it turns out she's on her 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th now, finally. She's had several marriages. And the situation is that her husbands have died by not so quite accidental circumstances. It hasn't been proven. So Serena is stressed out about Veronica and all the stuff she's done. And so they have some last minute jitters, blah, 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 blah. So then they're having the wedding on a yacht, and they're all stuck on the yacht. And during the wedding festivities, after the bride and groom have left, it is discovered that Lacey, Marc's sister, has been murdered along with this other guy. So Addie is our bookstore owner, and she is, I have said it before, we had the cop, we had the doctor, we had the cop, we had the doctor, we had the cop, we had the doctor. We started out with the cop for a few books, but then the doctor came to town, and the cop left town for 3 months. He went to do some FBI training. He met this chick there. They went to Paris. Who goes to Paris with a chick they just met? And it turns out she was a very manipulative person. She had some FBI issues. The FBI had let her go. So now she came and she is Marc's deputy assistant, a position that never existed before. The mayor she schmoozed the mayor, and the mayor invented the position just for her. So her and Marc were like, and it was a really uneasy relationship. It just came across like, because you can tell even in the previous book and this book, you can tell that Marc still has feelings for Addie, even though he was sarcastic in the last book to her. So now his sister has died, and he's investigating the thing, and Riley, this chick that he met at Quantico, who got this deputy position invented for her, is giving him a really hard time. She's trying to force the mayor to force him out and all this kind of stuff. So the stuff going on there relationship-wise. And then, of course, Serena and Zach get married, and they go off on their honeymoon. And then the murder's discovered, so everybody's got to stay quarantined on the yacht until it's discovered what's going on. So we have the murder, Then Addie is in the library, and this guy, Felix, has all these first editions, and all the first editions have certificates of authenticity. And Addie discovers that the books may have been purchased, the book and the certificate may have matched at time of purchase, but somewhere along the lines the book had been replaced with fakes, and Maddie can tell, oh, the paper's not right, the binding's not right, this is not right, that's not right, the stuff isn't matching up. So we've got the murder, we've got the book situation, then we've got the Veronica situation, the woman that was driving Serena crazy, her mother-in-law. Well, apparently, her mother-in-law may or may not be sleeping with that one, may or may not be sleeping with that one, may or not be doing something with that one. Her assistant may or may not be doing something with that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And we've got the Marc, Riley, Simon, Addie situation to deal with too. We're dealing with the cop and the doctor and the cop and the doctor and the cop and the doctor. Oh, I got an itch. So, there's a lot of stuff to unpack in this book. But, Catherine and Paige, Addie's assistant or a manager of her bookshop, because she's forever leaving Paige alone in the bookshop, and Addie play amateur sleuth. They make a murder board. They go through all the clues. They discuss all the suspects. Of course, then she talks with Marc about it, and then Jerry, Marc's trusted assistant who's been around for a while, and Simon does the coroner and autopsy stuff. And at one point during the mystery, Riley goes to dinner with Simon, and that bothers Addie. Why is she going to dinner with Simon? Is she trying to get details from him on the murder? Is she trying to lay some groundwork for some future stuff? We don't know. But there's a lot of little stuff going on. There's a lot of extra details here. And you don't see too much from the actual murderer. There's one of my authors says, if the characters go to lunch and they talk and the meal is revealed and this conversation is revealed on page, then that's on stage. But if you're told later on, Joe and Sally went to lunch last week, blah, 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 that's off stage. So the murderer really remains mostly off stage most of the book. But there are other suspects that are up in your face the whole book. All these people having affairs. This one's having an affair with this one. This one's caught kissing this one. This one's in the stockroom with this one. This one's here. Oh, it's just all over the place with all these different people sleeping with each other. All these different people cheating on their spouses. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. So you have the cheating spouses. You have the murder. And you have the rare books being replaced with fakes. So those are your three. Oh, and who's the real parent of who situation? It's a lot. And Addie is in it up to her eyeballs. And then we get some twisty-turny characters revelations at the end of the book. Spoil. I don't tell you who done it, but I will spoil the characters up the yin-yang. So, apparently, Miss Riley is not happy with her current situation and is pursuing higher grounds. So, apparently, she's leaving. And Marc is trying little itsy bitsy teensy weensy itsy bitsy little. He hasn't actually come out and said it, but he's insinuated that he may or may not have feelings still for Addie. And Simon is a little concerned about this. And then we get Serena and Zach had been living above the lot, her garage. They had a garage studio because Addie's got this big, huge situation going on there. And when Serena and Zach returned from their honeymoon, they're purchasing their own house, so they are moving out. So this area is going to be empty, the loft apartment situation. And someone says, oh, that might be a good place for Simon, because Simon's been living out of a hotel or a bed and breakfast this whole time. So that means him and Addie can be a little closer. So Marc may or may not like that. We won't know that till the next book. To the Tomb of Murder. So, and I'd like to talk about the fact that I have no idea why this is the under the cover of a murder when it's all about rare books and the fakes that were being replaced. There's a whole situation going on. You have two different situations. The situation with the rare books, and everybody's lofty affairs over here. And who's the real biological parent of which person, kid, but they're adults now. And who's sleeping with who, and who's hiding what, and who's meeting in the alleyways, kissy schmishy, who's having relationships in the stairwells. Addie's life, she corners, never go after your prime suspect alone. Jesus, tell somebody you're going after this suspect. Take a backup with you. Call the cops, go, hey, I need you here. And then maybe proceed and record it, maybe. I hate it when the amateur sleuth goes after the bad guy by themselves. That's just not the right thing to do. If you haven't read Sue Grafton, Kinsey Malone series, we waited, that book is 25 books in length, A through Y. We waited like 25 years for Kinsey to finally get to the computer age and the cell phone age. Because all the problems that Kinsey had was that she didn't have a telephone or couldn't find a payphone to call the cops and alert them that she was going to go do something stupid, go after the bad guy. So when Addie goes after the bad guy and doesn't tell anybody, it's just like, oh, Addie, Jesus, and he's going to kill her just like he did the others, and you'll cause a little stress out there, Miss Addie. But, so now we've got to worry about Simon, Marc. We're back to the Simon, Marc. Cop or doctor. Which way do you go? And who done it? And what's going on with the fake books? Who murdered Marc's sister, Lacey? And is this triangle going to continue? Is she going to break up with Simon and go at Marc? Or is she going to continue with Simon? Is Marc going to pine for Miss Addie? Or is he going to get a new love interest in the next book? We don't know yet. There's a lot of little twisty turnies here. A lot of little plot twists. We do concentrate on Lacey, but it's like an afterthought, because the books, Addie truly believes that the counterfeit books, are the main substance for the murders, and they may play a part in it. Maybe 50% of the reason of the murder. But you've also got all those people sleeping with each other, trying to hide all these affairs, and people trying to keep money, because every time they marry somebody, they marry a little more money, and they get a little more inheritance. So Serena gets a little good news at the end of the book. Like I said, her and Zach are going to be getting their own place. And so Addie's going to have a free apartment situation. We're also told that Riley has gotten a promotion. She's leaving town. And we've also told that Marc's in the hiding stage. Don't know. So, there we go. The wedding's a success, though. I don't know. Under the cover of murder. How about first edition of murder, or I don't know. Rare. Well, I think she already did that. I already think she used those titles already. But so affairs, maybe the undercover of the affairs, the undercover of the first editions being stolen and replaced. Undercover of a wedding. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. So I think I'm going to go do me Framed in Death. I'm not sure yet. So stay tuned to find out what happens. Oh, and please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I think I forgot to introduce myself. Oh, well. But please hit the thumbs up. And you have a good day, too. Bye.